Go.
It's not Clement, it's Clement, right?
Yeah, Clement.
Clement.
Yeah,
See,
but
it's right.
everybody call me Clement elsewhere.
Well, I'll say Clement.
Yeah.
Well, then let's go.
It's time for reaction. Welcome in. Old School Nerd.
Hey, everybody, my name is Old School Nerd, and that guy right there, that's Clement. Not Clement.
Hello, guys.
It's not Clement, it's Clement. Why? Because he's French.
Yes.
Don't let the sweet hair or the the smooth mustache or little chin hairs fool you. He's just a drummer like all the rest of us. He's nothing special. But he's the drummer of a band called Fractal Universe.
That's true. That's right.
Yeah, they all know that. That's why they're here. So what is it like to be part of, now I'm just going to put this out there because I've noticed something in some of my reactions, and you guys really hit on some stuff that I like to hit on that's really occurring lately. Is for a long time in the 90s and early 2000s, probably when you were a little child,
Yeah.
there was this dark, evil, medieval dark ages of music where it was more about less the musicianship and more the hype or the popularity or just making noise.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when I was a kid, we had bands like Rush, where musicianship is the most important thing and being popular is the least important thing. But I'm seeing bands, and I don't know if you've ever heard of Torrential Rain in Germany or Fractal Universe, and there's a few bands, especially in Europe right now, that are taking musicianship and layering it and telling stories not just with lyrics, but with what they create with their musical instruments to another level. And you guys are really part of that thing that's going on right now. Have you noticed that music is kind of taking more of a technical aspect? I know for you guys it's obvious, but do you see that more out there now?
You mean like everything is going more and more technically uprise?
Yeah.
That's it?
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's for all musicians, and there's an explanation for that. I think that like when I started drums, I was looking for videos on YouTube and it was empty at that time. Nowadays, you can learn an instrument freely just from YouTube, and so it brings a high level of musician, and everyone can be seen. So I don't know if 10 years ago there was so much musician playing music and doing records, but nowadays everyone from his room can play something really technical and put it everywhere he wants. So I think that's why there's such a high technical level. But for me, the most important thing is to keep musicality first. If you listen to something like really fast and really technical, but if it's boring, I'm just gonna next this song, and I'm really looking for emotions, dynamics, diversity, and this is what I like to listen. I want something which surprise me, not impress me, and I think it's something a lot of musicians didn't understand well, but just my point.
I'm realizing now when you look at some of the bands that are out there, you're still young, you're a young man, but back when I was your age and maybe a little bit before, the only music that we got to hear was what was on the radio or what was popular that was shown on certain channels on the TV, whether it be MTV Europe or MTV, and then of course what was accepted on the radio, and that was all guided by the industry as to what was acceptable. But I'm noticing in the last around 4 years, since about 2016, like you just said, if you got a microphone and you put some padding on the walls and you make music with YouTube, if it's good, people will start spreading it around. Next thing you know, you have a following that you would never. I mean, could you imagine you guys having thousands of fans in the United States and you've never left, France for the most part? Like, have you ever toured the United States before?
No, and it's something quite weird because the first video we released was a guitar playthrough from the song "Mourning the Loss of a Dim Glance," and already at that time there were some following from all part of the world. And yeah, it's true. We have some following in the US, and we never played a single show there, and it's kind of frustrating because it's more and more difficult. Especially, I mean, apart from that pandemic situation, it's more and more difficult for a band to tour different continents, to take a plane, to work as elsewhere, and to make a living from the music. But it's also cool to have this kind of worldwide following and fan support. It's something we really appreciate to see people from all kind of the world reacting to the music. And especially, I think from the Metal Blade signature, it helped a lot.
When I was your age, you know how many bands there were that were considered metal bands that had one female, much less all female members? There was one.
Yeah,
one.
It was
and then now,
right?
yeah, and then now, if you type in Japanese metal female, well, there's like 7 or 8 monster bands in Japan alone where the women are just throwing down metal music, and their musicianship and their instrumentation are rivaling anywhere else, and you're just like, well, without YouTube, I would have never known. Because I mean, I think the only thing that saved a lot of bands in the last year with COVID was things like YouTube. If you didn't have that outlet, a lot of bands they wouldn't be able to survive that. They'd be going back to regular jobs, and it would be difficult to get their art out. So, but let's get to why you're actually here.
Oh, why I'm here? Good question.
Because technically I've been told that you may have had something to do with some kind of music video that came today, like about 3 hours ago. I don't know. Were you like the guy that swept the studio out when they were done, or were you part of that, or do you play an instrument at all, sir?
So I'm playing the drums for Fractal Universe.
Oh, so you're actually the drummer. Oh, I thought you were a guy that just said, hey, okay, we're going to take this guy. Oh, Clement, the guy that's standing up.
I did a fake account, and I like you since the first day.
That would be awesome. You know what? The thing about it is, we know that you're actually the drummer for Fractal Universe, but even if you weren't, could you imagine if somebody actually said, hey, I'm gonna make this account. My name is Clement. I'm gonna contact this guy, and I'm gonna tell him I'm the drummer of this band, and we're gonna get this whole reaction, and he's gonna ask all these questions and be like, I have no idea who you're talking about, dude. I'm not even that guy. That would be, even if it was a complete joke, that would still be a great enough video to post. But you actually are the drummer of Fractal Universe. I know this because I've seen you on a playthrough.
Yeah, playthrough online.
You're kind of, it's like me. It's like, I don't make reaction videos. They're like, dude, I've seen your ugly face on like 7 of them today. And I'm like, sorry. So the name of the song is Symmetrical Masquerade.
Yeah.
Can you tell me a little bit about when you guys, was the song written lyrically first, or did you guys have a riff or something and then added lyrics to it?
It's always music first. Vince wrote almost everything. So we got the Impassable Horizon with pre-production for like 2 years now. And then we start to work on the tunes. We discuss things about it, especially the drum orchestration, even if it's really, really well written by him. And then we have the lyrics. And so we readjust things to work and fit better music and lyrics, and then it's studio time, and we had to pick some singles, and that's something really difficult to say, okay, we do a video clip on that song, and And I think Symmetrical Masquerade is one. We had a lot of discussion about which 2 or 3 singles we would pick, and I think that Symmetrical Masquerade was the one like where there were no talk, like it was agree from everyone that it was a single for that album.
So back when you had said that, okay, you have one person in the band that writes the songs. He writes the music, right? And what is his name?
Yeah. It's Vince, the sax player.
Okay, the sax player. Well, that makes sense then.
And the singer. Yeah.
So Vince, the sax player, singer. Okay, he's writing the music. Okay, but he's also going to write the drum part now. But you're the one who has to play it. So after he writes it, you go through it. You kind of fiddle with it. You guys get together and say, "Well, I'm feeling this." Do you get to put it a little bit, like come back and do kind of add your own to it, or kind of go through it like, this is what I'm more comfortable in this, or you just play it as he writes it?
It depends, because there's something, I keep a lot of things from Vince, because through the years, it challenged my drumming a lot, and I learned many drum things. I mean, like in this song, you will hear some really difficult patterns. And so I really want to learn that note by note, so it makes me a better drummer. And sometimes if I feel something could be different, or sometimes it's him saying like, okay, try something. And we are in the rehearsal room you saw a bit earlier, and we practice the song, and we try breaks and different orchestration, and then we discuss that live. And we also do some pre-production just to ensure everything is tight enough, sounds good, and sometimes we don't agree on something, and
you work it out. You work it out. It's the art. You work it out either way, right? I mean, wait, here we go. Has he ever written something that when you get it, you go, dude, come on, I can't, I wouldn't even do this. I mean, has he ever written something that literally you just thought to yourself, there's just no way I could play this?
Yeah, a lot. And then I work, I start, I start very, very slowly, and then I work it, and I just give me time to grab the BPMs more and more. And sometimes there's one part from a songs from the new record, where the drums were quite impossible, and so I print the tabs. I try to write a right sticking, then I try the sticking, and sometimes going faster and faster, it's just impossible. So yeah, there's been one part I wrote it again, but it sounds really amazing. That's my favorite part to play for all the record, and it's not from a single, but it's something which is going to be killer live. And really, I can't wait you to hear this song, and this drum part is really cool.
So Vince writes the drum parts for you.
Yeah, a lot of drum parts.
But wait, hold on. Does Vince play the drums?
No, but he
see, there it is. See, if he had to do all that work, he'd probably be...
No, but sometimes we are jamming, like when we go to shows, we listen to Meshuggah, we listen to a lot of bands, and he's always doing fake drumming on his body, and he's really good at it. So he doesn't really play drums, but if he was playing drums, I think I would quit drumming.
But he has an amazing inner metronome, and he has an amazing sense of rhythm. So even though he doesn't necessarily pick up a set of sticks and practice to learn the craft, his inner thought of rhythm really comes through, and it makes it easy for you guys to build stuff.
Yeah, and he knows some technical vocabulary from drums. So if you speak rudiments with him, he knows what it's about. He knows a lot of things. He knows also a lot of drum challenge. Like he's not the guy writing impossible drum parts, like physically impossible. He doesn't do mistakes about this. It's some really playable drumming. You have to find the sticking, work it, and it's really raw, but it doesn't work. But usually it's just a matter of practice and time. And for the feels, I keep my thing.
So Vince is musically, he's damn near a genius, and you're lucky to be with him, aren't you?
yeah, he's just a freaking beast, and he's really no, but maybe he learned the sax like I'm not sure. It's been 2 years he's playing saxophone. We should ask him.
Wait,
But,
whoa.
yeah,
Because you would look at him and think he's been playing saxophone his whole life the way he plays it.
no, I'm almost sure that he did his first saxophone Twitch thing during the March lockdown. Not this one, like in 2020. And I didn't know he was playing the sax. I didn't know, and we just discovered he was really so good. And it was like 3 months he was playing. So I'm sure it's been not more than 2 years he's playing saxophone.
All right.
Sure.
So
yeah, it's just crazy.
So what you do is you guys just say, okay, Vince, we're going to lock you in this building and for 6 months now. We don't care what instrument you learned, but come out playing a new one. We'll see what he'd probably do it. He'd probably figure out something, come out with a new instrument, and you guys would be like, damn it, now we're going to do it in the next album. All right, so this is Symmetrical Masquerade. We're going to get this started. We'll play for a little while. If you hear something and you want to mention something about it, just pick your hand up. I'll see you because we may not hear each other.
Like at school?
Oh, yeah, dude, yeah, that finger's good.
Okay.
Let's go with that finger. Let's avoid the other ones. All right. Yeah, okay. All right, here we go. Symmetrical Masquerade by Fractal Universe with Clement. I'm going to stop it because I'm hearing stuff that I have to ask you about. Forget you asking questions. Okay. In the drum line, okay, in that count, I'm hearing measures, and as the measures progress, I'm noticing that you're putting an off hit in that snare at the beginning. Like you can hear the count on your hi-hat. You're really hitting it, and the kick is there, and that all seems to be working in concert, but at the beginning of that line, there seems to be a snare hit that just comes out of nowhere and doesn't seem to fall in line. It's like an offbeat syncopated hit. And then on the next round, it's where it's supposed to be. Normally you would think. That kind of stuff, when you do that, when you guys write that kind of stuff, if you've ever seen my channel, that's the stuff that will make my eyes get real big because it sits outside of what everyone expects you to do. It's not conventional. It's out of the count, which I love. So do you do that a lot? I mean, is that something that you just...
Yeah, it's something I work a lot, especially during my teaching. I have something to mention is that I don't see how you are reacting while listening to this song.
Because the camera's all messed up, I know.
Yeah.
I guess you're gonna have to wait till the video comes out to see how I react.
That's it. So I'm just alone. Like maybe you are looking me really weird, but it's something. I think it's cool to move from the 2 and the 4 of the usual snare hits. So it was a tricky part, but I love it. Yeah.
My favorite part is how many reactors are gonna stop you and go, "Hey, that snare hit in the first part of that line was different than the other one," and you're like, "Oh, he pays attention to that crap." Oh, my other part is that was a very quick transition to a very nice jazzy little. You just went from that heavy push and you just dropped straight into that little jazz, smooth a little run, and then the bass is flowing through.
Yeah, kind of bass drum.
Yeah, but it's just you pulled back. And you just fluttered on top of that ride, and you're riding a little heavier on the cymbals because you give that little jazzy feel, so that bass guitar can come smoothing in. That kind of dynamic changes that's what makes me jump into a band a lot. So if you're wondering what my reaction is, here's a hint. When you guys do that kind of unconventional, you step out of the box, you transition to something, I never know what's coming next, but whatever it is probably going to pique my interest and go, okay, well, how'd they do that? You know I'm smiling. You know I'm going to smile the rest of this one if this is how it's going, and we're exactly 42 seconds in. All right, let's keep going, Clement. Otherwise, you know, it's going to be a long day, so let's keep going. I'm gonna try to get a little bit further here. I love, classic metal is that push, that riff, that aggressive, rapid, I can hear the bass kicks are running in rhythm. I can hear the cymbals are hitting real fast. The snares are progressive. The bass is running. You have that first guitar is just giving that hard, aggressive, that strum. But then on the top, just like you guys did in the last video I checked out, you have your guitarist is up on top of everything, just giving these little accents over the top that just fill it out. I try to explain to people when they're watching or listening, when they're watching a video, especially a playthrough, or they're listening to a band for the first time, are you hearing something outside of just that basic rhythm, that basic melodic tense, where this guitarist is sitting here playing this secondary little part that has a different tone. It's on a different octave, so it sticks out like a sore thumb, but it does it beautifully. And what made me laugh, and you know what made me laugh, was that ridiculous punch you guys did at the end of that section.
Yeah, that's a feel we worked a lot, and I try to follow the singing accent, like da 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 da. So and to finish on the floor tone, and yeah, it's really something tricky because you're like playing the blast beat da 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 da, and then and you want. I try to play those tones as loud as possible. Like a lot with the wrist because I want it to sound loud. Like it's already really loud from the blast beat, but you want like a little more climax, like something even more dynamic than the blast beat.
But also, like you said, because you're a lot of people who don't play drums or don't play bass don't understand that the rhythm section is your foundation, which that's basic musical theory. And you guys are normally running you're running the rhythms, you're running the measures, you're running how it's written. But for you to accidentally hit based upon the vocal that's occurring, people don't realize how hard that is because you're stepping outside of what you're set to do. And you're tagging just the stuff that has nothing to do with you, but you're making sure that you're giving them that extra push when they do it. And when it happened, you heard me laugh. I saw you react to my laugh, so you knew exactly what made me laugh because you heard it too, because you're the one who played it. That was stupid. Okay, let's move on.
Okay.
I stare
Dude, there are so many different genres of music all going on at the same time.
Yeah.
You guys are not just playing metal, there's jazz, there's blues, there's some big band swing in there, and y'all are doing it all at the same time.
Yeah, this second verse when you can hear some piano, and
Yeah.
what is a bit jazzy about this part is always the bass, and this is something ternary. It's a ternary song, and you also got this drum ostinato. So basically, it's right, left, left. If you want to listen to it again,
Yeah,
it's
well,
right.
I know exactly what you're saying.
Maybe.
It was right, left, left, and all of a sudden I hear that ride, that bell, ding, and it's just off. But because it's got that jazz swing to it, it fits perfectly with jazz. You'd never do that in just a straight metal song, but because y'all were going so cross-genred into jazz and big band, to do that little ride, click off beat is just. I'm a big fan of jazz, big band, swing, blues because I left metal music in the 90s, and for 20 years I love folk music, jazz, blues, R&B, instrumental. So when I come back to metal and I expect, what everyone expects you to hear, which is lots of guitars, ridiculously loud bass slaps, and overplayed drums, but extremely basic. To run into you guys where I said this in my first reaction to you guys, and you knew it was coming because you've already played this song, it's yours. You knew you guys were going everywhere at the same time. And unlike some people be like, oh, that sounds really cool. I'm like, okay, I'm really confused, but in a great way, because I hear this swing beat on my right. I'm hearing this jazzy groove on my left. In the middle, it's still metal, but is that a piano? It's a piano. Okay, I'm done. That's pretty much what that second verse did to me. It's kind of, for me, it's like a music genre overload, but in the best way.
We try to make good transitions, like from part to another. We try to stay connected to something and not, sometimes you got this samba part in a metal song, but it's just in the middle of nowhere. And I think something Vince worked a lot in this composition process was to have good strings between all those parts and make this kind of change really smooth and natural.
Now, I'm not a member of your band, and I'm technically a lost Frenchman living on another continent, so I don't really count in this. But the name of the song, Symmetrical Masquerade, is perfectly fitting to what you guys are doing musically. A masquerade ball is there's all kinds of people from all different places, but you don't know who's who because they're all wearing masks. But the way you guys structure your music is so symmetrically perfect, it's a symmetrical masquerade. You guys are really good. You guys are really good. Let's keep going. I love that ride. Holy, okay. I don't know if you're like me, but okay. I played drums as a kid, and then I went into hand percussion. So I played djembe, cajon, doumbek. I love hand percussion. I always have. But so for me, when I listen to music, and I've told people this before, and some people don't understand why I would do this. Most people, when they first hear a song, they listen to the lyrics. That is just a common thing that the normal person does. I've never done that in my life. For me,
we just listen to drums.
Well, the first thing I'm listening to is the rhythm section. So I want to hear the drums, but I want to hear it with the bass guitar to see that rhythm that they're building, the foundation. If the drums or bass, depending upon the band, does little fills or syncopations or some kind of dynamic to add something to the overall song, I'll catch it in the first listening. Second and third listenings, I'm listening to the melodic instruments, no matter what they might be. Saxophone, most of the time with metal, it's guitars. And I'm listening to, are they telling a story? Because for me, the music should tell a story as well as the lyrics tell a story as well. It should be both. I know people that would listen to this song right now and be like, I'm lost. They would be like, they're all over the place. I completely disagree, because when I said, I don't know if you heard when I said over the audio, when I said, oh my God, that ride, you were hitting that ride, and instead of letting the snare or the bass kick designate where you were in a measure or dictate the presence of where we are in the song, that ride was doing it. And then in the next line, you come back around and it's ding, 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 and it's no longer just that straight hit. Now it's a roll-up hit. And I'm like, where are they going to go next? And then you guys do it.
Yeah, the huge bridge.
Your music, you guys' music, it's musician type stuff. Like, someone who's not really into music will never really appreciate it, I don't think. Like, I'm gonna have to listen to this thing like 5 or 6 times for me to even be able to fully appreciate all the different things you guys have going on. And that's not me just kissing your butt. If I didn't like this, I would say, dude, this was redonkulous. And there's another band in France right now who does amazing music. But I just did a reaction to one of their videos and said, oh my God, this is redonkulous. Because they're so awkwardly weird. But I love them. Okay. So this is the last question I'm going to ask you. Other than how forward are you guys to getting to tour again? I'm sure that's like, we want to do it as soon as possible. Let's get this going as soon as possible. What is your favorite parts of these songs to play? Is it the stuff that challenges you tempo wise? Or is it the creative groove stuff that gets so experimental and you get to just change things up on a dime and just go all these different styles?
No, I think it's the bridge we listen after the ride parts that you mentioned, because live you are not so focused, and it's a time, because even if there's no shows, we worked all those songs on stage to be ready. We're gonna play in July. We will be back on stage in France in July. Nice. And so we already had some marks, some habits with those songs, because we played them a lot together on stage. And this part, I like to play it because it's a time where everyone is moving on stage. It's really atmospheric, and the guys come and they come on the riser to check me, like to see me. And you release all these technical things there was before in the song, and you just let you go in something not really challenging, and you can really enjoy what's happening around.
Okay, so for homework, this is what I need you and Vince to do, and the rest of the guys. I love a good music video, and the imagery was captivating. It matched the song amazingly well. I'm going to need you guys to do a playthrough, or I'm going to need to see it live, because I just don't do it right now. Don't do it because I asked you to. But that's what I'm waiting for. I'm waiting to either see you guys do this live, And
Yeah,
when if you guys even cross the pond at any time, I'm going. But also, this is the kind of song where I want to see at some point, whether it be from a performance or a playthrough or whatever, I'd love to see how human beings can create this elaborate tale. That's what I want to see. As much as I love videos, I love watching people play. So
you will see some live performance really soon because we shot some video things, and it's not just the playthrough. There's also some full band things going on, and it's gonna be released later this summer, I think. So you will see all the full album live soon.
That's awesome. Well, everyone, that's Clement. He's the drummer from Fractal Universe. And just to give everyone an idea of what he's already done, before he came online, you were playing today and then you did music classes for kids before you came on this interview?
Yeah. Also not kids, but yeah.
But students, whether it be adults or children, if you're sharing your knowledge of music with people, you're teaching, and technically we're all children when you play like that.
Wow.
Now, all the ladies want to know, are you single or are you married, or do you have a significant other?
No, I'm single. I'm just doing drums, so that's it.
You hear that, ladies? He's a drummer, which means technically we're forever not available.
Yeah, and you can watch Netflix. We found me doing some pads around. So sorry.
Oh man. Okay, and with that being said, oh my gosh. Clement, thank you so much for coming on here, man.
Thanks for the invitation. It was really cool to make this reaction video together.
The thing about it is I really love how both Fractal Universe and a lot of younger bands are really taking what people think music is and saying, well, no, it's all these other things, and let us show you how we can put it all together and make something that will push imagination, because you guys are really pushing imagination. You can't just come into this stuff closed-minded and be like, oh yeah, it's super easy. No, you really got to open your mind up to this stuff, and I appreciate that. All right, bud. Well, you enjoy your night.
Yeah, it was really cool. I really liked the first one you did on Clockwork Expectations, so it was cool to say hello on Instagram, and then we decided to make it. So I'm really happy. It was a great time with you. All
right, I appreciate you, man. You have a good night. Enjoy all of your success. Everyone is going to be checking out this video, and we're looking forward to the next one. Tell Vince, the mad scientist, and all the rest of the guys I said hi.
Yeah.
And you guys have a great night, and we'll talk to you later, buddy.
See you. Bye-bye. Thanks, everyone, for watching.
All right.